Utley joins in the debate too. Colin Fox, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. What is the argument, as you see it, for taking the nuclear deterrent away from Scottish territory?
Well, good afternoon, Colin. The case for taking away nuclear weapons is the world is a more dangerous place with nuclear weapons. I mean, the circumstances we find ourselves in with Vladimir Putin today, first of all, I think we're all agreed Putin's conduct is reprehensible, utterly unacceptable to invade a sovereign country like Ukraine. His conduct has both been, I think, reprehensible, but criminal. And I have to say, from his point of view, I feel it's probably counterproductive as well. So from my point of view, the debate about whether or not we should have nuclear weapons is not relevant to this one, because Vladimir Putin finds himself as an international pariah today because of his conduct, and rightly so. And yet there are only 9 countries in the world with nuclear weapons, and they are in another club of pariahs, if you like, sitting next to Vladimir Putin. So nuclear weapons...
No. Oh, Colin, you don't...
Yes,
you don't,
let's be clear, condemned many, many times in the United Nations, Colin, by 200 other countries who don't have them. So it don't make the world a safer place.
I know, but just before I let Olivia Utley in on that, I mean, there'll be people listening to that, Colin, who will say, you know, come on, because we have nuclear weapons, which we've never used, does not put us in the same basket as Vladimir Putin, who is currently slaughtering people by the lorry load in Ukraine.
Well, of course, it is hard to stomach, but of course, that's the truth. There are only 9 countries, and these weapons are unusable, they're immoral and illegal because they don't distinguish between combatants and non-combatants. That's what makes them illegal. And yet we hold them. We hold them just 50 miles from where I'm sitting here today, outside of Glasgow, and the people of Scotland don't want them.
Let's just get the other side of the debate from Olivia Utley, who's going to make the case, I think, for nuclear weapons as a deterrent force. Olivia.
I do think that's just an incredibly idealistic way of looking at the world. I don't think, Colin or I or any of the other people in this country who think that we should keep our nuclear weapons think that they're nice or they make the world a better place. It's just that if you have a handful of mad dictators with their fingers over the nuclear button and nothing you can do about it, that seems very dangerous indeed. And I think, Ian Blackford's saying that it's far-fetched to say that nuclear weapons act as a deterrent. Well, what on earth's happening in Ukraine then? Are we seriously suggesting that if Ukraine still had its nuclear weapons, Russia would be attacking it? I just don't see that happening at all. So, no, of course they're not nice. And of course the world would be a much nicer place without nuclear weapons. But while people like Putin have them, of course we've got to have them too.
So is Olivia suggesting that Vladimir Putin's about to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine? I mean, that's idiotic, isn't it? Is he going to launch nuclear weapons in Kiev and kill the people of Kiev, including the Russians that are around about Kiev? It's a nonsense. These are weapons of indiscriminate mass destruction.
It's nonsense that Putin is killing people in Ukraine. He's not using nuclear weapons yet, but he's shown that he's prepared to kill people. He's prepared to kill Russian speakers in Ukraine.
I'm putting to you that nuclear weapons themselves, as Colin said in his introduction, have only been used 2 times in history. So if the United States has got 32,000 of them, only used them in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, India, Pakistan, North Korea, Israel. We want to be in a club like that. We want to be in a club with those countries who get nuclear weapons.
I'm not advocating their use, but the thing that is stopping Putin using nuclear weapons is most likely that he knows there would be retaliation from the West.